Hey, what's up guys, it's Offbeat here. I just wanted to do this quick little video to do like a making of really of the weekend living music video. Partly to show you guys some of the behind the scenes stuff because it's fun, but also just to show you like how easy it was and how cheap it was, so any aspiring musicians out there who want to do something similar can do. So the whole thing was made in pretty much one weekend, and it was all filmed on this, which is like a GoPro style action camera. It's not a real GoPro, it's like a sort of Amazon knockoff. It costs about 50 quid. It's probably not as good as a GoPro in terms of quality, but it's also like a quarter of the price or less. So in terms of the value for money, I think it's really good. And the reason I wanted to film it on this style of camera is because I'd seen a couple of other music videos done in that way, and I really liked them, but I just think they give like a real, a real feeling, like it's like you're kind of there, it kind of puts you right in the action. And yeah, I think it worked really well for this style of song. So the group of friends that you see me with in most of the video is a beatboxer called Pi and a singer called Charlena Ray. And these are guys that I'm actually working with at the moment on like a live project, and I'm going to tell you a lot more about that soon, and I can't wait. But yeah, this is their sort of first appearance with me in a video. And then the rest of the people are just all mates, like everyone just came as extras, came along, had a few drinks, partied and stuff, and everyone was really helpful, man. So yeah, when you're doing something like this, especially when you're on a tight budget, the more help you can get from your friends, the better, man. And that's, you know, a lot of them are there to help and they want to do that. There's one other person who is integral to this video who you don't really see, and that's the cameraman. So that's a guy called Colin. He's behind the camera for almost all of it, but he does make a little cameo appearance at 2 minutes 50, so you can spot him behind the bar at the pub, and yeah, that's the guy who's filmed the rest of the video. So yeah, location wise, it was pretty much, the vast majority of it was filmed in my house over the course of one weekend. So all the pre-drink scenes that you see, that is actually my front room, and the house party scene, which is probably the biggest bit to organise in terms of logistics, it's just my bedroom, is where I am now. I just cleared everything out, got everyone in there. It was about 15 people, and they were all like mates of mine, and we were all drinking, and it was the weekend. So trying to like convince them that it wasn't actually a real party was a bit of a challenge. So yeah, once the taxi driver turned up, we all piled into his cab, and he just drove us around Bristol, which is the city that I live in the UK, and basically just got to drink and like record in the back of his taxi for an hour or so. So that was pretty good fun. The club scene was filmed not that weekend, that was actually done later in the week, and that was with Pi and Charlena at an open mic that we went to. So that's a club in Bristol called Mr. Wolf's. I have spent many an evening there in that state, so it's very appropriate. And then finally, the pub scene is a pub called the King's Arms in Bristol as well, and the people in it are my old business partner, who's a guy called Jamie, and a couple of people that he works with, and then also a DJ called Awesome Wells as well, who I know through music. Some of you guys might recognise Jamie as well from the Wildlife video. He was one of the lads in that. So yeah, any like old school Offbeat fans with particularly eagle eyes, you might notice that. And then the intro and the outro footage, which definitely are like the best bits in terms of quality, was just stuff I found on YouTube. I found a video of like time-lapse photography of my city, contacted the guy, asked him if I could use permission, which he said I could. So basically I got to use that awesome footage for free. And yeah, it's probably something that you guys could do as well if you're looking to do something similar. So in terms of actually putting it all together, like once I had all the footage, I just put it all together in a program called Adobe Premiere. But you don't need anything that complex to do what I've done. Like you could do what I did in like iMovie or any other like free bit of software. The thing that takes the most time is learning how to use it, but that's, you know, you can do that for free. There's all sorts of tutorials on YouTube showing you how to use these programs. So if you get a free program and you've got the time to put in to learn how to use it, then you can really do these videos on like a shoestring budget. So yeah, in terms of budget, probably the most expensive thing was actually buying the booze for the house party scene. You know, I bought a bunch of beers for everyone as a thank you for helping out. And then on top of that, I paid Colin, the cameraman, to film it. I paid the taxi driver to drive us around. and that was about it, to be honest. The thing that probably would cost the most money is getting someone to edit it all, but like I said, if you learn that yourself for free and use one of these free programs, then that doesn't cost you anything but time, and if you've got the time to invest in it, then it's totally worth doing. I'm under no illusion that this is like the best quality music video ever, but like I do think it's half decent, and you know, for a very short time frame to be able to turn it around in, and a very low budget, if you're a musician that wants to do something similar, you totally can, and that's what I'm trying to say basically. So that's pretty much it. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found it interesting. If you're a musician and you want to do something similar, I hope that this has given you the belief that you can for very little money. And yeah, if you've got any questions, if there's anything that I didn't cover, drop me a message below in the comments. I always try and get back to them. And yeah, also if you haven't already, please hit subscribe. And if you want to support me, as always, you can go to my website, iamoffbeat.com/merch. Yeah, I'll be back very soon with another Behind the Bars and Making Of for Loved Up. These tracks dropped within like a few days of each other, so they're kind of overlapping a little bit, but it's all good. I'll be back with that soon, and then hopefully some new music very soon, and I'll catch you guys then. Thanks for watching. Peace!